Radha Sadhyam Sadhanam Yasya Radha Mantro Radha Mantradatri Cha Radha Sarvam Radha Jivanam Yasya Radha 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 Vachi Tasya Kim Sesham. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Radha, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. We are meditating on the glories of Vrindavan. These glories have been given to us by Srila Prabodhanand Saraswati in his book called Shri Vrindavan Mahimaamritam. We have heard till Shlok number 30 of the Prathama Shatak, that is the first chapter. The chapters are 17 chapters. So we are doing some shlokas from first chapter right now. And last time we did till 30th. Prabodhanand Saraswati was actually Prakashanand Saraswati. And in his, before meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was an Advaiti and a Vedanti Brahman, very well respected, with around 10,000 of disciples. And after meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he completely converted, and then he left Varanasi, Kashi, the land of learning, knowledge, and he came to Vrindavan, which is the land of love of Godhead. So here, when we read the verses, he is going on, you will see a lot of his emotional feelings being reflected in these verses. At some times he is talking to his mind and telling his mind to prepare for staying in Vrindavan. At times he is glorifying how beautiful Vrindavan is. And while he is writing all these things, when we read as a reader and we try to meditate on this, you will feel that, oh, this is exactly what we feel inside. And Prabodhanand Saraswati has given words to our feelings. So let us get into the shlokas. Last time he was saying, I don't want to live Vrindavan, I want to live in Vrindavan because I know how sublime Vrindavan is. And he goes on saying, Vrindavan is that great place where even today, in the shores of Yamuna, right below a kadamba tree, there is this beautiful, handsome, bluish complexioned, youthful boy standing with his flute, and from the side of his eyes he is only watching at Radharani's face, and Radharani is his beloved. The glories of Vrindavan are indescribable. And he says, this Vrindavan, he went on saying, whether my body is decorated with ornaments or not, whether I get garments or not, whether somebody is praising me, whether somebody is defaming me, whatever situations I may be, maybe I am reduced to abject poverty, maybe I am very wealthy, who cares? Whatever it is, I want to live in that land of Vrindavan, which is the land of transcendental bliss. So, while he is talking to himself like that, and we ended up at 30th, which had these feelings that whatever the position your past pious and impious deeds are, whatever the karmic things you have done, they may place you in some good place or they may place you in some bad place, it doesn't matter. Vrindavan is our life and soul. Now, how to live in Vrindavan? So, the next few verses he will describe what attitude one should have while living in Vrindavan. While he is talking to himself, but when we read, we feel, okay, this is meant for us, the listeners. When we are living in Vrindavan, you have to take care of few things. Number one, what is he saying? Tyaktva sangam duratah stri pishachyaha sarvashanam moolamudritya samyak daivalabdvena nirvaya deham Srimad Vrindavan kanane Srimad Vrindavan kanane josham nasaswa. He said, when you are trying to live in Vrindavan, you should take care of three things. The number one thing he says, Tyaktva sangam duratah stri Pishachya. He says, flee, run away, just abandon. Whom? Any woman whom you see. Because it may appear a little not good to hear for women. But the thing is, he's trying to say, flee away from women, the companionship of women. Why, you may ask? Why female? Why the companionship of female? He's like, because it is Maya. It is like a witch. And Maya, the illusory energy, is like a witch. So flee away from the witch of this illusory energy, which may appear to you in a very nice, sweet, loving woman. So flee away from the company of womanship when you are in Vrindavan. Basically, control on your lusty thoughts, and be aware of not to fall in for women or all this companionship which you do in your world. Then he says, Sarvashana Mula Dhritya Samyak. Oh my mind, remove all the ashas or uproot all the desires for material enjoyment. Second, and the third thing he says, accept whatever destiny is going to provide you, be content with that. So 3 things he says, when you are going to Vrindavan, number 1, avoid all these lusty companionships. Okay. Second, uproot all desires of material enjoyment. And third, accept whatever destiny provides you for your bodily maintenance, and then you can reside in Vrindavan. What else you must do? Na kuru na vad kinchid vismara shesha drishyam smara mithuna mahastad gaura neelam smarartam bhojana samavayad duramudvijayahi priya nivasatu divya shila vrindavanantah. He says, also, don't get into unnecessary tasks, unnecessary work. So don't do anything. Because what is your purpose in Vrindavan? You should never forget the goal. So he says, don't get into unnecessary task or work. Do not talk unnecessary. Don't say anything which is not required. And whatever you see, just forget it immediately. Because this is a human nature. We look at things, then we want to talk about that, and then when we want to contemplate on that. So he says, you may go to Vrindavan, you may see a lot of things, you may see a lot of situations, people. Whatever you see, just forget. Because those are not worthy of seeing, and whatever you speak, be careful and do not get yourself caught into some unnecessary endeavors. The only thing what you have to do, so these are the do's and don'ts. So don'ts you understood. What you have to do then? The only thing that you have to do is sit at one place, contemplate. Contemplate on whom? Oh, the beautiful couple, the one with golden complexion and one with the bluish complexion. Just contemplate on this couple in Vrindavan. And if you see any crowds or anything anywhere, just don't go there. Don't even go and mix up with the common people of Vrindavan, because you have come here to experience the transcendental rasa, the transcendental nectar. So just keep your focus on, do not mix up with ordinary people even while you are in Vrindavan. Then he goes, Karanihita kapolo nityam ashwani munchan paririta janasango rochya mananuyanaha pratipad bahulartya radhika krishna dasye basati param dhanyah koapi vrindavane asmin. He says, what else you should do in Vrindavan? Oh, when you are in Vrindavan, put your hands on your cheeks and cry. This is your prayer. And cry loudly the names of Radha Krishna and ask them for their service. So feel, he's like hanker. What is your dues? You are in Vrindavan only to hanker after Radha Krishna. Keep your hands on your cheeks, cry loudly their name, constantly shed tears. And he says, those who live like this, constantly shedding tears, hankering to serve the lotus feet of Radha Krishna, and when they live in Vrindavan like this, those people are the most fortunate souls. Those who give up the company of ordinary people, and in their solitude they are only crying for Radha Krishna. Those souls are the most fortunate souls who live like this in Vrindavan. Then those who are listening, they are like, okay, you're talking so much about Vrindavan, but we don't want to live like this. We love Radha Krishna, we understand the philosophy, we love Vrindavan, but living like the way you are telling, oh, keep crying for Krishna, not possible. We have our family, we have businesses. What do we do? Can we still desire to live? He's like, what are you thinking even? He says, Asulabhamiha loke labdhum ichchasya yatnad yadi vipuladhana stri putra gehottamadi karanipatita muktim krishna bhaktincha कांक्षस्य विद्धिवस paradhame vadya vrindavanakyam. He says, okay, I am stressing that you should live in Vrindavan. Well, all this talk is doing to his mind, okay, but it is for us. He says, if you desire to go to Vrindavan and desire to get vast wealth, if you desire a beautiful wife, if you desire good children or a palatial home, and the other palaces and some other opulences that come, if you are desiring all those things and you want to struggle that come with these things, so what? Still, just go to Vrindavan. He says, and above all, if you desire Krishna Bhakti along with those kind of desires, because there are people who desire enjoyments and who want liberation also. So there is this category of people also who want both. He says, even if you desire worldly enjoyment as well as liberation, then also there is only one place that can fulfill all of this. And what is that place? Shri Vrindavan Dham. He says, oh brother, just go and simply reside in Vrindavan Dham. This is not an ordinary place. This is a spiritual realm. So go to Vrindavan. He's like, I am trying to stress upon the importance of Vrindavan, but I know I can't. Why? He says, Vrindatavi nahi kavishwara kavya koti sambhavyamana gunaratna ratna gana chataika etam apar rasa khani shesha khanama shesha khani sanrudhya mitra mati madhya vasiyayahi. He says, oh, even I am not able to glorify so much Vrindavan, because even before me there were many intelligent people who came, who tried to glorify Vrindavan, but it is not easy. They also Vrindavan has so many beautiful qualities that even those great intelligent people could hardly describe 1% of it maybe. And then he goes on. So, it is so glorious that millions of books by the greatest peoples and philosophers cannot describe a single ray of light from all the virtues which are like jewels. All the virtues of Vrindavan which are like jewels of Vrindavan. So nobody can describe. And forget about these great poets. Even Vrindatavi Jayati Kamagavi Suradru Chintamani Ganitanapi Tuchayanti Shri Shankara Druhina Mukhya Surendra Vrinda Durgeya Diva Mahimaika Rajakarnena. He says even Lakshmi, Shankar, Brahma, all these great people also sometimes can't describe the glory of Vrindavan. This Vrindavan is full of kalpaka trees, which are wish fulfilling trees. This Vrindavan is full of Kamdhenu cows. Every cow here is a Kamdhenu. Every tree here is a Kalpaka. Kamdhenu cow is a celestial cow which can fulfill your desires. He says, come to Vrindavan if you have desires. You're not believing me? He says, I can understand why you don't believe. Because the glories of Vrindavan is not, nobody can speak. All the leaders of all the gods also cannot speak. The glories of Vrindavan are such huge that in front of it, millions of Kamdhenu cows are also insignificant. Millions of Kalpavriksha trees are insignificant. Millions of Chintamani gems are insignificant. The Kalpaka trees, the Chintamani gems, the Kamdhenu cows, all fulfill your desires. And he says in Vrindavan, millions, every tree is a Kalpaka. And every gem, every stone here is a Chintamani. And every cow is a Kamdhenu. Just come to Vrindavan and all your desires will be fulfilled. Do not hesitate. And he says, if you are lucky, if you are fortunate enough, if somebody listening to this, what I am saying, he says, if you are fortunate enough and if Vrindavan just manifests with its splendid glory in your heart, Vrindatavi yadi ravindu hutasha vidyuta koti prabha bhivavakari mahapradhya atma prabha sakridapi pratibhati chittai viteshanadina hitasya manasyudeti. He said, if Vrindavan, whose great splendor eclipses the shining of millions of suns, moons and fire and lightning flashes, if it enters into somebody's heart, if it once shines into your heart, he says, I know you are hesitating because you think, oh, if I go to Vrindavan, everything will go away. He says it's because you have those desires. But once Vrindavan manifests into your heart, once you are in love in Vrindavan, then the desire for the wealth and a host of material benefits will not even enter. You will not have to struggle too much. And then he prays for himself. He says, Shri Radhika Murali Manohan Keli Kunja Punjena Manjulatara Rasa Sindhu Dogdhi Swananda Chinmaye Mahadbhut Sattva Vrindatavi Mama Sabi Jamagam Nihantu. He says, now he starts playing to Radha Murli Manohar and Shri Vrindavan Dham, and he says, may the blissful, spiritual, wonderful Vrindavan Dham, which has so many charming groves everywhere, and in those charming groves, Shri Radhika Murli Manohar, Shri Radha Krishna are playing, are they enjoying it, their pastimes. May this glorious Vrindavan destroy all my sins. Vrindatavi sahajavit samasta dosha karanapi gunakaratam nayanti poshaya me sakala dharma bahishkritasya shoshaya dustara mahagachayasya bhuyat. He says, may this Vrindavan, which is faultless, which transforms sinners into saints, may it protect me always. May it dry out all my terrible sins. May it remove all my tendencies, sinful tendencies. Vrindatavi bahubhaviya supunya punjan netra atithir bhavati yasya mahamahimnaha tasyeshwara sakala karma mrisha karoti brahmadayastamati bhakti yukta yutastuvanti. He says, if someone is very lucky, so first he says, let that Vrindavan manifest in the heart. If it once shines in your heart, all the sins will go away, all your unnecessary material desires will go away. That's how glorious Vrindavan is. And then he goes on saying, may that Vrindavan shine in my heart, may that Vrindavan bless me, may all my sins go away. Now he says, if somebody is more fortunate, and if they are able to see Vrindavan, from their eyes. Oh, he says, if somebody is able to see Vrindavan from their eyes, then he's so glorious, that person is so glorious, so fortunate, that even Brahma cannot describe his luck. Brahma, who is the writer, who creator. Even the Brahma, the creator, and the other devatas, they will not be able to describe how lucky you are if you see Vrindavan from your eyes. Because once you see Vrindavan from your eyes, Vrindavan has that power, because it is the residence of Shri Krishna. He says, Shri Krishna destroys all the karmic reactions of your past deeds and also the present deeds. So, with great devotion, he says, with great devotion, even Brahma and the host of devatas and cannot describe the luck of such a person, and Supreme Bhagavan nullifies the karmas of a glorious person who, because of many pious deeds, this will happen if you have done a lot of pious deeds anyways. So many pious deeds has obtained Vrindavan as a guest residing in his eyes. Then he goes on, Vrindavane sakala pavana pavane asmin sarvottamam chirasthira satvajate Shri Radhika Ramana Bhakti Rasaika Koshe Toshena Nitya Paramena Kada Vasami. So after saying, oh, you will be the most luckiest person, any person who has seen Vrindavan is the most luckiest, and Vrindavan is so nice, if you are able to live like, if Vrindavan has welcomed you like a guest, and you are residing in Vrindavan, you are the most luckiest person, all your karmas are now nullified. And then he goes, oh, when will that day come? That I will reside in Vrindavan. He gets restless now. When will that day come that I will reside in Vrindavan and I will be roaming around in between the moving and the non-moving creatures of Vrindavan, and with transcendental ecstasy I will be crying out the names of Radhika Ramana. When will Radhika Ramana bless me with this desire that I am harboring to roam around in the streets of Vrindavan, chanting their name and serving everybody over there. Vrindavane sakala pavana pavane asmin sarvojvala dudaramati sadaste sarvottamottam mahamahim manyanante sarvadabhutadabhuta maha rasarajadhamni. He says, Shri Krishna is always living in this beautiful Vrindavan. And how is this Vrindavan? Oh, it is magnanimous. Its splendor is indescribable. It is supremely splendid and magnanimous. It is glorious, supremely purifying. And when you see at Vrindavan, it appears like it is a limitless land. And not only that, this Vrindavan is the capital city of the most wonderful nectar called the conjugal love. Here only Shri Krishna in Vrindavan is enjoying the conjugal love with Radha and the other gopis. So this place, it's a limitless land and the capital city of the most wonderful nectar. Vrindavane sthiracharakhila sattva vrindavanandam ambudhi snapanam divya mahaprabhave bhavena kenachidi ihamriti eva santi ye santi sarva paravaishnava loka murdani. He says, though they who somehow or the other are living in Vrindavan up till the moment of their death, then they are very glorious because Vrindavan bathes them, all of them, all the moving and the non-moving creatures who are living in Vrindavan and dying in Vrindavan. Vrindavan bathes them, showers upon them its bliss, bathes them in the ocean of bliss, and all of them are considered to be the crown of Vaishnavas. Those who die in Vrindavan, that they are considered to be the crown of Vaishnavas. And then he goes on saying, those who live in Vrindavan, they all achieve a very glorious body. Shri Vrindatavi Vimalachit Ghana, they say, Satavrinda Vindarak Pravar Vinda Munindra Vandya Nindyanapi Swakripaya Adbhuta Vaibhavena Madak Pashuna Swacharana Karotu. He says, oh, Vrindavan is so great, so great. May that Vrindavan filled with the host of spiritual virtues, so magnanimous, so glorified by the great sages and the philosophers. May that Vrindavan please have mercy upon me. I am like a fallen animal. I am a very sinful animal. May that Vrindavan, the glorious Vrindavan, the magnanimous Vrindavan, the splendid Vrindavan, may that Vrindavan transform sinful animal like me into servants of her feet. Then he goes on, he's in the zone, so he's going on praying. Now he says, look my brother, how is Vrindavan? He says, Shakhendrahi Kotikalpadruma Param Mahavaibhavehi Satvatashrut Tyudgyanonmattakira Pramukha Khagakulaihi Krishna Rangaihi Kurangaihi Devervapi Tadagar Amritamaya Sarasat Saridratna Shailehi Kunjairananda Punjairi Vakalaya Mahamanju Vrindavanambo. He says, oh, look at Vrindavan. It is so beautiful. Look at the splendid groves of Vrindavan. They are filled with Kalpaviksha tree. Just by looking at them, your desires will be fulfilled. Look at all the parrots. So he's meditating on Vrindavan. Look at Vrindavan. The trees, the parrots, the birds singing. Oh, what are they singing? They are singing Vedic hymns which are praising Shri Krishna. Look at all the deers. They are running here and there in ecstasy. Why? Because they are so pleasing to Krishna. Look at all the lakes. They are not just lakes, they are transcendental lakes filled with the water of the divine love of the couple, Shri Radha Krishna. So all these lakes, all these ponds, all these streams filled with water are sweet. Sweet as nectar, because the sweetness of Radha Krishna's love is flowing through them. And all the mountains, they are filled with valuable jewels. Vishvaishwarya Mahachamat Kritiriyam Kimbhanti Sarveshitu Brahmananda Sudham Mudera Navade Kimvad Bhutoyam Rasaha Kimva Divya Sukalpa Pada Pavana Shreni Subijam Param Krishna Prema Nuta Adbhuta Parinatir Vindatavi Kim Viyam. He says, what is this Vrindavan? So beautiful. Looks like this is a place that Bhagavan himself made it, full of his own opulence. So is this the wonder of Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulence? Oh, is this Vrindavan the wonderful sweetness of the shoreless nectar ocean of transcendental bliss? Is this Vrindavan the seed of many Kalpavriksha forest? Is this Vrindavan the glorious and wonderful transformation of pure love for Krishna? So he sees everything here. He says, look at everything, oh my brother. Everything is a transformation. The trees are not just trees. There is a transformation of Krishna and Radha Krishna's and the Sakhi's love. The ponds, the mountains, the kalpas, everything is his opulence. showing his opulence, and this opulence is also so glorious and wonderful. It appears like Krishna has become everything. Oh, he says, Shri Krishna ekanta bhavam kwanu sakala jano avashyamo apnot yatnat Krishnasyāscharya सीमा परम भागवत कुत्र लीलार्थ मूर्ति कुत्रतया कृष्ण पादाम्बुज भजन महानंद साम्राज्य काष्ठा भ्रातर्वक्षे रहस्यम शृणु सकलदम श्री वृंदावनेत्र. He says, oh brother, listen, I will tell you a secret. What secret? If you are looking for pure ecstatic love of Krishna and you are not interested in doing a lot of sadhana, tapasya, austerity, you want to do it effortlessly, then I am going to tell you a secret. Just come to Vrindavan. Here effortlessly you will be taking Bhagwan's name. Everywhere else you have to make an effort. If you are living in the metros, in the cities, yes, with your busy life, then you have to take out 1 hour to just chant Bhagwan's name. It is so difficult. But here in Vrindavan, it is so easy. You get on the Mathura station, from there you start hearing Vrindavan, 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 Radha, Radha, Radha. You hear bhajans, you hear all these Swamis talking. He says, if you really want to do this, come to Vrindavan effortlessly. And once you started chanting, and once you start mixing up with all these saintly people here, oh, effortlessly you will obtain pure ecstatic love. You don't have to do much hard work here. Where do all people automatically and effortlessly obtain pure ecstatic love for Krishna? And do you want to know where that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna manifested himself and his supremely wonderful pastimes? Well, that is Vrindavan. Do you know this Vrindavan is an empire of the bliss of devotional service? So if you want all of that, oh my brother, listen. All this is present here in Vrindavan. So just head to Vrindavan. Okay, if I head to Vrindavan, where will I live? First question, where will I live? Second question, where will I eat? Where will I drink water? Can you please, you're telling me so much to come to Vrindavan, I'm ready. But where will I live? He's like, oh brother, stop thinking all of that. Why? Bhratashtistatale tale vitapinam grameshu bhikshamata swachandam pibayamunam jalamalam chirai sukantham kuru sammanam kalayati garalam nichapamanam sudham Shri Radha Muralidharau Bhajarasada Vrindavanam Matyaj. He says, oh brother, just come to Vrindavan and reside under the trees of Vrindavan. And if you are hungry, you can enter from time to time to the villages of Vrindavan and beg from the Vrijvasis. They will give you some roti and butter. Just live on that. You want water? Water is freely available. You don't have to pay water bill here. Yamuna ji is flowing. So just drink the water. You want to dress? What is there to dress in Vrindavan? Vrindavan, you should be covered up with the raj of it. Still, if you want to have a dress, go to the Vrajvasis, ask them their leftover clothes. Make a kaupin out of it and just wear it. Make some dresses with the small rejected pieces of cloth. And do not bother yourself with too much that, oh, how are you, this guy is not dressed. Don't think too much like you have to think in the cities. Oh, if you have to go somewhere, you have to be presentable, looking good, He's like, this is Vrindavan. Forget about all that. If you are not most presentable, don't worry. If somebody praises you, somebody gives you, words of bitter poison, oh, don't worry. Consider their disrespect sweet as nectar. All you have to do is come to Vrindavan and do only one thing, focus on only one thing. Sarva Shri Radha Muralidhara, and make a determination that you will not leave Vrindavan. We will just end up with the 2 more shlokas. I'll just give the meanings of it. He says, the great Vedic scholars cannot obtain even a glimpse of this wonderful and splendid transcendental essence of the nectarian ocean of the bliss of pure Krishna consciousness. Oh brother, now that you have entered the difficult, now that you have come to the land of Vrindavan, and now that you are believing that it can fulfill your desires, then now just focus on what you have come here for. Do not allow yourself to get swayed away by your petty materialism. Do not roam around mindlessly. If you want to really roam, then roam in the thoughts of Shri Krishna. Roam into the realm of pure love of Krishna. Do not go here and there. Do not get too much of Vedas here. They who are too much into this Vedic logic, they cannot get the glimpse of the most wonderful and the splendid nectar of the ocean of Krishna's bliss. So now that you have left everything and now we have entered Vrindavan, which fulfills all desire, why do you want to wander about? Leave all your desires. Do not get swayed by them. And then he ends, brother, whatever I have spoken to you, if it's still not going into your head, I am trying to remind you one thing. What? He says, Bhrataste kimu nischayena viditaha swasyanta kala kimu. Oh brother, do you know certainly when you are going to die? You are thinking, oh, I will come Vrindavan when I am old, when I am done with my work. Brother, do you know when you are going to die? Or brother, do you think that, oh, do you have some Mahamantra that can save you from death? That you will just, when death comes, you'll just chant the mantra and you'll say, okay, death, stop there, you can't take me away. Do you have something like that or what? That you are still allowing yourself to wander away here and there in the material world? Oh brother, remind yourself of that. Or do you think, are you under the illusion that death will wait patiently? Oh, this man is working so hard, taking care of his family and doing so and so. He still has so many things to accomplish. Let him first accomplish, then we will take him away. Do you think death will wait patiently for you and allow you to die at the time you prescribe? Well, when the answer is no, then when you know it yourself, then why do you want to run away from Vrindavan? Back to the same old world. So bring your mind into this glorious Vrindavan Dham. So with this we end it up here. We pray at the lotus feet of Srila Prabodhanand Saraswati, Srimati Radha and Shri Krishna and the glorious Vrindavan Dham, that may all these feelings that Prabodhanand Saraswati told us today, may all these feelings come into us and may Vrindavan manifest in our hearts and may it stay there forever till the time of our death. Till next slokas we will hear in another video. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Radha, Jai Vrindavan.